Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Peter and today I'm going to tell you 5 skills that you could learn that will make med school easier. They are basic things, they are easy things that anybody can pick up, and if I can learn it, you can also learn it. It will just make your interaction seamless with other people and med school generally. Now, I do a little bit about medical lifestyle and a little bit about academics on this channel. So if you're a medical student taking exams, a clinical student, then do subscribe to this channel and watch out for more of our content. Now, so number 5, I think the 5th most important thing you can learn as a medical student is the ability to talk. If you can talk, if you can express yourself, say what you mean and mean what you say, and have the desired effect from what you are saying, I think it's going to go a long way to make med school very, very easy for you. The reason why is because as you progress through medical school, your exams, for example, will increasingly get dependent on your ability to express yourself in vival exams, in OSCEs, in your clerking and your presentation. Those kind of things will become succeedingly and increasingly dependent on your ability to communicate. So you should be able to talk audibly, clearly, and confidently even. And most of us were timid too. We're camera shy at the beginning, but as you practice, you get better with it. So it's something you can refine and something you can just easily become aware of. Even if you are a timid type, you're a shy type, you don't like interacting, you just prefer to hold, play close to your chest, there's no problem. I'm not saying you should become a toastmaster or a master of ceremony anyway. I'm just saying you should be able to say your mind and say exactly what you mean when the situation calls for it. Number 4, I think every medical student should have the skill of reading. Now, when I mean reading, I don't mean your basic reading of carrying your book and your textbook. That's not the kind of reading I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of reading that will change your life. And you don't have to spend all the hours reading the full volume of, for example, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. And I'm not just talking about novels here. I'm talking about books that will change your paradigm to life. For a huge proportion of your late adolescence and early adulthood, you're going to spend it in medical school, and you might not know what is happening out there until you move out of your comfort zone of your anatomy and pediatrics and surgery. Until you move out of that comfort zone and read something else, you might not know what is happening there. And I'm not just talking about Twitter feeds now. I'm talking about ideas that are actually changing the world as we know it. So you need to read. There's this quote that says, before you talk, think. But before you think, read the great minds, read the autobiographies, read the politics, read the law, read, just grow, expand your mind so that you'll be able to understand and have a higher capacity of communicating and expressing, yourself. Number 3, I think you should have a hobby. You need to have an escape route, something to zone out to, something to run to. You need to have, an escape route, a release valve when the stress, gets up to this point. And it's going to happen once in a while. You're going to be swimming in a lot of work and think the hustles and bustles will actually get to you. At that point, if you have a hobby, something you love without compulsion, it might be sports, it might be dancing, it might be music, it might be ventriloquy, it might be playing board games or surfing the internet, whatever it is that works for you, whatever makes you tick, you should have something like that and actively have it on the sidebar, because you're going to need it when the time comes, and you should know when to reference that kind of thing. All optional, it's up to you, and it's anything you choose. No compulsion here. It's just you and you doing you. Now, number 2 is what I'll call soft skills. And soft skills help us to interact and navigate through life in relating with people smoothly. The truth is, the average doctor who sees 5 patients every day, which is actually low volume, sees about 1,500 patients at the end of the year. That's a huge number of people to see every year. And if you have soft skills, the ability to negotiate, to find a common ground, to be diplomatic, to be able to lead, to coerce, you'll be able to have a smoother experience. And this even starts from medical school, relating with your classmates, relating with other students, and eventually relating to other staffs in the hospital. So having soft skills, the ability to really seamlessly navigate between people, is going to be really cool. It's a social skill and can be learned by anybody, and you can begin to pick it too if you just open your antennas and become socially intelligent. We all have high IQs as medical students, but not all of us have a corresponding high EQ. So you need to be able to match up to that and then be able to interact and communicate smoothly. Now, let me do some honorable mentions before I go to the ultimate thing I think every medical student needs to know. And the first I'm going to be talking about is being multilingual. Now, if you can speak other languages, oh my God, double blessing to you. And I'm saying this because you are going to eventually be working in places where if you're working in this environment, not every patient will be able to speak English. And if you're working even in an international environment, not everybody will be able to speak your language of thought. Now, being multilingual puts you in that, privileged position to be able to communicate with a lot of people. Not long ago, I had a patient whose language of thought is French. And since je parle un petit français, I was able to interact with that patient smoothly. Not smoothly. My French skills are about 2/10. Very rusty. We had to do a lot of sign communication. But the point was I was able to interact with the patient with a tiny bit of French that I know. I've seen other doctors who are, very proficient, who could speak 3 international languages, 5 Nigerian local dialects, and they are actually just, moving from one patient to another seamlessly, and it's so beautiful to behold. And it's something you should begin to consciously imbibe if you have an interest in. Not compulsory at all. I'm telling you, it's going to make things, very, very easy for you, especially when you begin to clerk patients and when you begin to interact with patients who cannot speak, English, which is, for example, official language. Now, to the ultimate skill. I think the most important skill every medical student should learn is time management. Time management, because you just have 24 hours in a day, and there will be times when you will not be able, 24 hours will be too small for you to do everything you want to do, to have a life, to read, to function in society. You are going to 24 hours will seem as if it's too much. And I think the core of time management is going to come to having priorities. Make a list of the 10 most important things in your life and devote 80% of your time to the top 20% of that list. It's called the 80-20 principle. It works like charm. And then you put 20% of your energy and time to the bottom 80% of that list. So you will see, time begin to create time even when there's a tight schedule. So you will know what to do and what to give up. The biggest choice you're going to be making as a medical student is not between bad and good. That is fairly obvious. Everybody can make that choice. You're going to be making a choice between good and better, and that is one of the hardest choices that you will be constantly faced with. And the priority will help you pre-decide even before you get to the situation, so that when you get there, you already just choose the path for you. For example, you have a tutorial class and there's UEFA Champions League finals. Having the priority will let you know that going to what the UEFA Champions League finals, which happen once a year, is probably more beneficial than that tutorial that can be repeated. No, I'm just kidding. But you get my point. Having a priority will help you, put things in perspective and easily. Another thing is ability to say no. You're going to have to say no to even good options. Very beautiful things. You're going to just say no and let it go so that you can grow. So, a very close friend of mine and also a fellow YouTuber made a video on time management as a medical student. I'm going to leave the link up there so that you can watch it and then have a few ideas and a few tips on how to manage your time. So that is my top 5 skills that I think will make medical school infinitely easier. If you have other skills that you think would be helpful, then put it in the comment section below. If you disagree with any of this, please put in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.